Listings are starting to pour in, but what's that mean for our real estate? Hey everybody, Scott Walters, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, we want to welcome you here. If you're returning, we want to thank you for your continued support. Before we jump into today's topic, I'm going to politely ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave me a comment below. I would love to hear from you. Please watch to the end for what should be my final thought. Hit the bell icon so you're notified when new videos are released. It's very important to stay close to the channel in these ever-changing times. All right, folks, let's jump right into another good one again. Coming up for air. This has been insanity what we're living in. I have to laugh. It's like it's almost a reflex, a defense reflex to brace myself for what we have to talk about here. This has been insanity. It's been so fun coming to YouTube and temperature checking the industry and letting you know the life that I live and what you've probably been going through. And one of the things that we're seeing currently is more listings. And like we've talked about before, real estate's local. Every market's different. Every part of the nation is different, but plenty markets like this one here in Southern California completely overheated and is in huge crash risk at the moment. And it's weird, I know, to hear a realtor, a salesman come say that, but that's exactly what we've been doing here. We're going to continue to give it to you and give it to you straight. That is what's important right now to help people. We've placed a ton of people on the sidelines. If you're new to the channel and you just happen to come across the video today, I want to politely ask you to just subscribe to the channel. I really believe I can help you, and I'm determined to do that. So thank you if you've done that, or if you do that anytime during the video or after. So one of the things like we've talked about before, I have different systems and portals that I use to kind of temperature check the industry. No matter where you live in the country, we are in a euphoric a real estate market. Some's just more euphoric than others. And the other thing that's more importantly is we are all paying more for goods and services right now. We're all suffering the effects of blowback from stimulus measures that's now a runaway train, and they can't pull the brakes on it because it'll collapse the economy. And even more kind of worrisome than that, even though I always tell people, don't worry, I don't want people to worry. That's why I want you here at this channel, because I really want to keep this as light and fun-loving as possible, but really drive these points home so I can create at least awareness and realism and expect the unexpected, because that's half the battle. But one of the things that we're at risk of is just our economy. The world economy is overheated. It's insanity. This pandemic really just changed a lot, and I think we all can agree with that. At least we might disagree on a lot of subjects, but that's one I think we can definitely agree on. The pandemic changed everything. And so real estate, being the biggest asset class, went through this massive spike, right? This huge growth index that was unsustainable. In my opinion, unsustainable. There's no way it can sustain itself. And so it's really interesting to me because with my portals and systems, whether it's internet leads, whether it's temperature checking the MLS, with what kind of posts and emails are being generated with the multiple listing service with other licensed realtors to see what's going on behind the scenes inside the inner workings of real estate, whether it's my social media pinging, it doesn't matter. There's just tons of ways that I temperature check the industry. And one of the best ways is to really see the inventory coming on the market. In the height of the buying euphoria, which we experienced back in the summer, it was just this total herd mentality. People drinking the real estate punch, paying way over market value to get into real estate because everybody else was doing it. And one of the things that we're seeing now is where we used to be just exclusive inter-agent emails that we were sending out, and in our area of, hey, I got a buyer if anybody has anything coming up. Hey, I have a buyer if you have anything coming up. That was pretty much the only email I saw every day as I checked the MLS feed. And now what we're seeing is new listings. And one of the things that I really wanted to come today and really tell you why this is so significant, that we're seeing this shift from only people needing to buy to now more people wanting to sell. And you see, you have to understand, folks, if this was such a healthy real estate market, if there was no crash risk, if there was no risk of an adjustment, if there was no risk of a downturn, if there was no risk of a recession, if there was no risk of a depression, why would anybody in their right mind sell their real estate right now. It's this money-making machine. We just went through this massive growth index, and now we're just pinging on all cylinders, according to a lot of people. And again, like we've talked about, or I've tried to talk about in past videos, people always want to defend their position, whether they just bought at the height or they're on the sidelines. And you can always find data to support either side. That's why you really just need to use common sense, maybe an insider that's coming and giving straight talk to temperature check the industry for you, rather than rely on armchair quarterbacks trying to give you data to support their position. The reality is, folks, is a lot of people bought at the height, and now we're seeing inflation go through the roof in global overheating and economically in big powerhouse countries like China now starting to crack. Whew. I mean, I could just stop right there. That is insanity. So, one of the things why this is more significant than just, hey, I'm coming to let you know, I'm seeing more listings, more people coming to sell. It's really why. Why would you even sell right now if real estate is only going to go up? You would be an idiot to sell right now your real estate if you believe it's going to continue to go up in value. And the reality is, folks, unless you've had your head buried in the sand the past few months, you've seen what's happened to our economy has been shaken to the point now where we've lost a lot of confidence in our government, in our current office, in mainstream media. You name it, we've lost confidence. We're relying on YouTube content creators to give us reality. We can't even trust anything else right now. We got to look to people that we've resonated with on YouTube to really try to keep us in check. And there's been amazing content creators on YouTube, but they're starting to become a little more few and far between. I do want to take this opportunity to shout out my good friend Dan over at I Allegedly. I know most of you that watch this channel watch his. So channels like that get accused of being doom and gloom because they're reporting the tough to talk about subjects. But the reality is it's the elephant in the room. Channels like his, channels like mine, and others like us, they're talking about the things you're all thinking. You just haven't seen somebody with a platform actually say it in a way that says, see, I knew it. I knew someone else was thinking the same thing. Folks, in final thoughts, we're all thinking the same thing right now. We're thinking there's a big problem with our economy, and we're bracing ourselves. The smart thing to do is brace yourself. In the last housing bubble, and again, I've done this as a realtor. A lot of times the way for me to get people to flip the switch and turn into buyers is say, hey, why don't we just write an offer on this property, one that won't stick, so you can feel what it's like to write an offer. Because I know for me, once I can get you to at least write an offer and convince you, oh, it'll never stick, but it'll show you what it's like to write an offer. It'll give you empowerment. And that is a great tool if it's time to buy. And if I think you're a qualified buyer and it makes sense to buy, I will urge you to do that. But one of the things that's happening, it happened in the euphoria, is people wrote offers, they didn't stick, and then they got tunnel vision because they flipped the switch. I want to buy. And once you flip that switch, it's really hard to talk you out of it. I'm dealing with clients right now, trying to place them on the sidelines. You have time, but they've already written offers. They're now just hell-bent on finding a house no matter what. And I get it. I was the same way back in the last bubble. I wrote an offer, it didn't stick. I was off to the next, and so I made one stick. And this is dangerous grounds. Now, it's been an absolute thrill to watch many of you jump on the sidelines. I'm on the sidelines. My plan is to pay all cash. I'm going to wait. I personally believe, and there's other very talented people that have predicted the last crash, Michael Burry to be specific, that's predicting that we're going to have another one. And I have to side with this guy. I mean, he nailed it before when nobody, and I bought back in that last euphoria when he apparently was predicting it was going to crash. This time I'm going to play it safe. This time I'm going to try to do something different. When that buyer euphoria was going on, I have to admit, I almost got out there and started trying to, buy myself, because that was herd mentality. I almost, even as a real estate guy, jumped in that. And then that's when I came to YouTube. I said, no, there's something does not pass the smell test. So I want to continue to just let everybody know you have value. I will always give it to you straight. You're more than welcome to reach out to me here in the description below, or in the comments rather, or find me on the social media links in the description of the video and DM me. I'm happy always to talk about your situation and always do my best. We're going to continue to come on. I'm doing my best to come on here a little more now, and really, because I believe now this is the time where we're about to see some shifts, where we're seeing shifts. So it's time to step up the old YouTube game and come hopefully give you a little more face time. So I appreciate it. If you appreciate it, please give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave me a comment. I would love to hear from you. Go make it count today, and we'll see you on the next video.